Right then, Blades fans, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and join thousands of United supporters getting the latest news first. We've got 3 massive stories for you today, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for all of them because what's happening behind the scenes at Bramall Lane right now could shape the rest of our season. First up, we're talking money. Newcastle's making moves with Osula, and there's a sell-on clause that could put serious cash in our pockets. We're diving deep into the finances, the timeline, and what it means for Chris Wilder's January plans. Then, we're looking at a free agent situation that could solve our striking problems. A proven Premier League goal scorer with nearly 300 top-flight appearances. Available for nothing in January. This one's a no-brainer if you ask me, but I want to hear what you think. And finally, speculation swirling about a potential return for a former captain. Could Jack Robinson be coming back to Bramall Lane after his nightmare spell at Birmingham? We've got the inside track on what's really happening with that situation. And spoiler alert, it's not quite what the papers are saying. Plenty to unpack. So let's get straight into it. But before we do, hit that like button if you're buzzing about our recent form. 3 wins on the spin, 9 goals scored, and suddenly we're looking like a proper football team again. Chris Wilder's turning this ship around, and we're here for every minute of it. The atmosphere is changing, the results are coming, and for the first time in weeks, there's genuine belief around the place. Here's one that caught my eye this week, and it's got significant implications for our transfer budget come January. Osula. Remember him? 22 years old, Danish striker, left us in the summer for Newcastle in a deal worth up to 15 million quid, 10 million upfront, another 5 potentially coming in add-ons. Not bad business for a young striker who barely got a look in our first team last season. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is where the club showed some proper forward thinking. We negotiated a sell-on clause when we flogged him to the Magpies. Smart bit of business from the board, that really smart. And now, according to The Athletic, and they're usually spot on with their sources, Newcastle are already looking to move him on. We're talking less than 6 months after signing him. He's played 24 times in the Premier League this season, but started just once. 1 start out of 24 appearances, 2 goals. Eddie Howe's clearly not convinced, is he? Let me paint the picture for you. Osula's been on the bench week after week, in 5 or 10 minutes here and there when the game's already done. That's not development for a young striker. That's not what he needs at this stage of his career. He needs consistent football. He needs to be playing every week, building confidence, in that rhythm. You can't do that with cameo appearances off the bench. Eintracht Frankfurt are sniffing around. Bundesliga club, decent pedigree, qualified for Europe regularly. They're apparently willing to pay 3 million euros for a loan with a 20 million euro buy option. That's about 17.5 million quid if they trigger it. Now, do the math with me here. The club hasn't disclosed the exact percentage of our sell-on clause, but these deals typically range anywhere from 15 to 25%. Let's be conservative and say it's 15%. If Frankfurt buy him permanently for 17.5 million, that's over 2.5 million quid coming back to Bramall Lane. If it's 20%, we're talking 3.5 million. That's serious money for a club in a financial position. But here's the catch, and it's a big one, so pay attention. Newcastle aren't desperate to sell in January unless they can replace him with another young striker. They want cover, which makes complete sense from their perspective. They've got Callum Wilson, who's perpetually injured, Alexander Isak, who's brilliant, but can't play every single game, and they need bodies. And Frankfurt are pushing for a loan deal first, not a permanent transfer. That means we likely won't see a penny until the summer at the earliest. The 3 million euro loan fee? That's going straight to Newcastle's coffers. We only get paid if and when Frankfurt make it permanent down the line. That's the frustrating bit. So what does this actually mean for us in practical terms? Well, Chris Wilder's made absolutely no secret of wanting to strengthen in January. He's been vocal about it in press conferences. We're 19th in the championship. 19th? Let that sink in for a moment. 3 wins in a row has lifted spirits massively, sure, but we're still right in the relegation mire. We're still scrapping. Any extra funds coming in would be absolutely massive for recruitment. The problem is, we might have to wait until June or July to see that money actually hit the account. And by then, the summer window's open anyway. Still, it shows the club's thinking ahead strategically when they're negotiating these deals. That sell-on clause wasn't an accident. It was inserted deliberately because the recruitment team knew Osula had potential value, even if he wasn't quite ready for us yet. And now it could be worth millions if Osula comes good somewhere else. And let's be completely honest here, he's got genuine potential. Quick, strong, decent touch, just needs the right environment and regular football. The Bundesliga could absolutely be perfect for him. Frankfurt could give him that platform to develop. There's also another angle to consider here. If Osula does well at Frankfurt, his value could skyrocket beyond that €20 million option. What if he bangs in 15 goals and they want to sell him on for 30 or 40 million in a year or two? We won't see anything from that. Unfortunately, the sell-on clause only applies to the first transfer after leaving us. That's just how these deals work. But still, into the 3 million from a player we sold 6 months ago? Can't complain about that. The Athletic also mentioned that Florian Plettenberg, who's a very reliable German football journalist, reported that Frankfurt have already agreed personal terms with Osula. That tells you the move's got legs. It's not just paper talk. The player wants it. Frankfurt want it. Now it's just about Newcastle getting their replacement sorted. If they can bring in another young striker, Osula's off to Germany, and we wait for our cut. The question I'm throwing to you lot is this: do you think we sold Osula too early, or was it the right time to cash in? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I genuinely want to hear what you reckon. Opinions are massively split on this one. Some say we should have given him more time to develop in our system. Maybe send him on loan to League One first. Others say 15 million for a kid with barely any championship experience was daylight robbery, and we'd have been mad to turn it down. Let me know where you stand on that debate. Before we move on, if you're enjoying this breakdown and the detail we're going into, give the video a like. It genuinely helps the channel grow massively, and it means I can keep bringing you these in-depth updates every single week. The algorithm loves engagement, and your likes tell YouTube to push this content to more Blades fans, right? Let's talk about a player who could actually help us right now, not 6 months down the line. This one's a bit left field, but hear me out properly before you dismiss it. Christian Benteke, 35 years old, just left DC United after 3.5 years in Major League Soccer, and he's going to be a free agent available for signing in January. Now, before half of you click off thinking I've lost the plot, let me lay out the case. I know what some of you are thinking already. 35? Past it, surely. Championship's a physical league, demanding, relentless. Can a 35-year-old striker really contribute? But look at his record in America and tell me he's finished. 49 goals and 11 assists in exactly 100 games. That's basically a goal contribution every other match. And more impressively, 23 goals in 30 matches last season alone. He won the MLS Golden Boot in 2024. The man can still absolutely finish. He's not some veteran limping through games picking up a paycheck. He's still performing at a high level. Benteke posted on social media last week thanking DC United for his time there and ended with ready for what's next. That's not the statement of someone hanging up his boots. He wants to keep playing. He's still got hunger. And with nearly 300 Premier League appearances under his belt, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, he knows English football inside out. Every stadium, every referee, every tactical nuance. 45 caps for Belgium too. This isn't some unknown quantity we'd be gambling on. This is a proven striker with an elite pedigree. So why should we be interested? Let me break it down simply. We need goals, and we need different options up front. Tom Cannon's finally starting to find his feet with 2 goals in the last 3 games, and fair play to the lad. He needed that breakthrough. But before that recent run, 1 goal in 30 appearances. Absolutely shocking return for a striker. Unacceptable, really. Danny Ings looked finished physically, to be brutally honest. Louis Barry's young and learning, but hasn't clicked yet with the style Wilder wants. Patrick Bamford's only here until January on his current deal, and there's no guarantee we'll extend that or that he'd even want to stay. Tyrese Campbell's been our most consistent striker, and the Derby goals were magnificent, but even he needs support and competition. Benteke offers something nobody else in our entire squad can provide. Physical presence up top, dominance in the air. He's 6'3", built like an absolute tank, and proven at the highest levels of English football. Remember how important Kiefer Moore was for us last season when we got promoted? Benteke's that exact type of player. Different profile to anyone we've currently got. He gives Wilder a genuine plan B when we need to change things. And here's the absolute kicker that makes this a no-brainer. He's free, no transfer fee whatsoever. In our financial situation, that's absolutely huge. We can't splash 20 million on strikers like some clubs in this division. We've got to be smart, calculated, sensible with every penny. Benteke on a 6-month deal with wages and an option for another year, that's low risk, potentially high reward. If it doesn't work out, we've lost some wages, but no transfer fee. If it does work, we've got a 20-goal-a-season striker for nothing. But it's not just us who should be looking at him seriously. The article mentioned Coventry are flying high. At the top of the championship, they're 10 points clear, already scored 50 goals, playing brilliant football under Frank Lampard. But they're light up front with Brandon. Thomas Asani injured until early January. Lampard nearly brought in Bamford in November before Doug King, Coventry's owner, pulled the plug at the last minute. Bamford even spoke about it publicly, said everything was agreed, and then the owner changed his mind. They could absolutely use another striker for squad depth, especially if they're serious about going up automatically. Leicester are in 16th, really struggling for goals in a shocking way. Their top scorer is Jordan James, a midfielder on loan, with 4 goals. None of their actual strikers have more than 2. Patson Daka, Bobby De Cordova, Jordan Ayew, Julian Carranza, for strikers with 4 goals between them all season. That's a crisis. They're also staring at a potential points deduction for financial issues, can't spend big money on transfers, didn't sign anyone permanently last summer. They desperately need someone who can find the net. Benteke fits their situation perfectly, but I'm looking at this purely from a Blades perspective, because that's what matters to us. We're in a similar boat to Leicester in terms of goal output, just maybe with slightly more momentum now, after 3 wins on the bounce. But we're not safe yet, not by a long shot. We're still in 19th, still in the bottom 3. Adding an experienced head like Benteke in January could genuinely be the difference between mid-table consolidation and another desperate relegation scrap going into April and May. He'd give Wilder tactical flexibility too, which is massive. Want to go direct and long? Benteke's your man. Need someone to hold the ball up with his back to goal and bring midfielders into play. He can absolutely do that. Target for set pieces in both boxes? Obviously. And crucially, he wouldn't need 2 months to adapt like a foreign signing from Spain or Italy might. He knows the championship inside out from his time coming through at Aston Villa. He knows what it takes, the battling required, the physicality every single week. Now, would he actually come to us? That's the genuine question we need to ask. We can offer regular football, which he definitely wants at this stage. We can offer a project that's hopefully on the rise under Wilder. We can offer one of the most passionate fan bases in the country who'd absolutely love a striker, who works hard and scores goals. But we're not exactly challenging for automatic promotion right now, are we? We're in a relegation fight. That's the reality. Money talks though, and if we can match what other clubs offer financially, plus guarantee him proper game time as a starter or regular sub, we might genuinely have a shot. He'd be the big man up top that we've lacked. Imagine him and Campbell as a front two in certain games. The pace of Campbell with the power of Benteke. That could work brilliantly. Here's my question for you, and I really want your honest opinion on this. Would you take Christian Benteke on a free transfer in January? Yes or no, and explain why in the comments. I'm genuinely curious because this one's dividing opinion massively. Some will say he's too old and we should focus on younger hungry players. Others will say his experience and proven goal-scoring record is exactly what we need right now. Get in the comments section and let me know your thoughts. And while you're down there commenting, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on. We've got more transfer news and tactical analysis coming this week, and you absolutely don't want to miss it, right? Final story of the day. This one's about a potential return that had people talking. Jack Robinson, club captain not too long ago, fan favorite for his commitment and leadership, left us in the summer on deadline day, signed a 2-year deal with Birmingham City, and now, less than 6 months later, there's talk of him potentially coming back to Bramall Lane on loan. What on earth is going on here? Let's set the scene properly and explain how we got to this point. Robinson joined Birmingham after we brought in Ben Godfrey from Everton, Japhet Tanganga from Tottenham, and Mark McGuinness. Suddenly, from being captain and first choice, he was 4th or 5th choice center back under Ruben Sells, our manager at the time before Chris Wilder came back. Made complete sense for him to move on, get regular football elsewhere, especially at his age. He's 31 now, not getting any younger, needs to be playing every single week at this stage of his career. But it genuinely hasn't worked out for him at Birmingham at all, and I mean catastrophically badly. 2 red cards in his last 3 appearances for the Blues. Let that sink in. The sendings off in 3 games. The second one came in a 3-home defeat to Hull City back in mid-October, which earned him a 4-game suspension on top of the red card. He hasn't played a single minute since. That's over 6 weeks without football now. Chris Davies, Birmingham's current manager, has backed him publicly in press conferences, called him a leader, praised his character and professionalism in training. But actions speak louder than words, and Robinson's not getting anywhere near the pitch even now his suspension's done. Football. Insider reported earlier this week that we're apparently considering bringing him back on loan in January. They called it a sensational return, played up the emotional angle of the club captain coming home. But here's the thing, and this is important. The Sheffield Star, which is our local paper with genuinely good sources at the club, checked with multiple people close to the situation, and they've downplayed it significantly. The word coming back is clear. It's not in the plans. Robinson coming back to Bramall Lane? Not happening according to everyone they spoke to. And honestly, when you think about it logically, I can completely see why. We've definitely got issues at center back. No one's denying that. Our defensive record's been poor for most of the season. But bringing back a player who's been sent off twice recently, hasn't played competitive football in over a month and a half, and clearly isn't in the right headspace. That's not the solution we need. That's not going to solve anything. We need to sort out the situations we've already got on our books first, before bringing in anyone else. Ben Godfrey's been unavailable for the first team due to personal issues ever since he arrived. Stuck playing for Atalanta's under-21s in Italy instead of helping us in the championship. That entire situation needs resolving urgently. What's the point of having him on loan if he's not even in the country? Tyler Bendon from Nottingham Forest came in on loan deadline day and hasn't played a single minute under Chris Wilder since he arrived. Not 1 minute. That's the center backs on our books supposedly adding depth but contributing absolutely nothing to the first team. The smart move in January, the logical approach, is to try and terminate one or both of those loan deals early if they're clearly not working out, then bring in someone who actually fits what Wilder wants in his system. Someone who's match fit, reliable, available, and ready to step straight into the team. Robinson doesn't tick any of those boxes right now given his situation at Birmingham. But let's imagine for a second, hypothetically, what if it did actually happen? What if the club changed their mind and Robinson came back? Part of me gets the emotional appeal of it. He knows the club inside out, knows the fans, knows what it means to wear that shirt. Captained us not that long ago. There's leadership there, genuine experience of this division, and on his absolute best day, he's a solid championship defender who can do a job. The question is, what sort of form is he in after the red cards and no football for 6 weeks? How long would it take him to get back up to speed? Chris Davies said recently that Robinson has the respect of the Birmingham squad, that he's shown leadership qualities despite not being there very long. He also said Robinson admitted his mistakes openly and took full responsibility for both red cards. That's good to hear. To be fair, accountability matters in football. You have to own your errors. But here's the reality. Birmingham signed him to a 2-year contract in the summer. They're paying his wages. They're not going to let him go out on loan to a rival championship club without a fight unless they've completely given up on him ever playing for them again. And if they have given up on him completely, why on earth would we want him? Here's what I genuinely think is happening. This feels like agent talk, media speculation designed to drum up interest and options for Robinson. He's clearly stuck in limbo at Birmingham, not playing, not happy, probably wants a move in January. So someone, whether it's his agent or someone at Birmingham trying to help him out, is putting his name out there in the media to see if anyone bites. It's standard practice in football. Fair play. It's part of the game. But unless something dramatic changes in the next few weeks, I genuinely don't see this happening. The bigger picture is absolutely clear though. We will be active in January defensively. Wilder's hinted at it multiple times in press conferences. The squad desperately needs reinforcement at the back, and our league position demands action. Whether that's recalling loanees like Godfrey or Bendon, bringing in fresh faces from other clubs, or a combination of both, changes are definitely coming. Just probably not the fairy tale return of Jack Robinson that some fans might want. So, final question for you lot, and I want genuine honesty here. If Jack Robinson was actually available on loan in January, putting aside all the speculation for a second, would you take him back at Bramall Lane? Does he still have something to offer us? Or is that chapter of his career with us completely closed? I want to hear your thoughts because this one's got people genuinely divided. Some fans remember his leadership and want him back. Others think we need to move forward with younger players. And seriously, your opinion genuinely matters to this channel. Drop a comment below. It doesn't have to be a long essay. Just let me know where you stand on Robinson or any of the 3 stories we've covered today. This channel thrives on conversation and debate, and I read every single comment that comes in. Right, let's wrap this one up properly. 3 big stories today that could all have major implications for our season. Well, Osula's potential permanent move to Eintracht Frankfurt could bring us a nice payday in the summer. Anything from 2 to 3.5 million depending on the sell-on percentage. But we're definitely waiting until the summer window to see any actual cash come through. Christian Benteke's available as a free agent from January, proven goal scorer at the highest level. And he could be exactly the experienced striker we desperately need to help us push clear of the relegation zone. And Jack Robinson's potential return? All noise, no real substance. Not happening according to multiple sources close to the club. The overriding theme from all 3 stories is that January is going to be absolutely crucial for us. We're 3 wins on the bounce, momentum's building, but we're still 19th, still in trouble, still need reinforcements. Wilder knows it, the board knows it, and hopefully they'll back him with whatever funds are available. If you've made it this far through the video, thank you so much. Genuinely means a lot that you've stuck around for the full breakdown. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update, and give this video a big thumbs up if you found it useful and informative. Share it with your Blades mates on WhatsApp or Twitter too. The more people watching and engaging, the bigger this community gets. And that's genuinely what this is all about. Building a proper community of Blades fans. We're all in this together. 3 wins on the spin. 9 goals scored in those games. The mood's genuinely shifting at Bramall Lane. You can feel it around the city. And I'll be here every single step of the way bringing you the latest news, detailed analysis, tactical breakdowns, and honest opinions. Drop your comments below on any of the 3 stories we've covered. Osula, Benteke, or Robinson, let me know your thoughts. I'll be in the comments section responding throughout the day because I genuinely want to hear what you think. Until next time, keep the faith, back the Blades through thick and thin, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, you Blades.